Unlike all these other people, your friends stabbing you in the back, I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble, and I'll see you in the main event of WrestleMania. And because I'm your one true friend, I'm gonna stab you in the front.
Our dynamic, you and I, this relationship, it's completely changed. And you know why? I'm not chasing you. You're chasing me.
Another amazing promo by CM Punk and another overacting by Cody Rhodes. Am I the only one who thinks this? I like Cody Rhodes, I do. He's a bit of an overactor though. He sounds like he's in a fucking theater play or something. Let me tell you something, friend. Nobody talks like that in real life. People talk like CM Punk in real life. You know, but people don't say, let me tell you something, friend. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but Cody does those actorial inflictions. And he talks with big words and stuff. It works better for him as a heel, and that is the whole point of this conversation, is Cody is turning heel. He's on that road, and I love the way that they set this up with CM Punk basically saying, look, man, I've been in your shoes at about day 300. You start to crack. It gets really fucking hard to carry that weight. Heavy is the head that wears that crown. Truer words have never been said by CM Punk, you know? And I think that's where they're going with that. And didn't they do something similar? I'll have to go back and brush up on it. But when I was a kid, I very distinctly remember when Diesel turned heel on Bret Hart. And I believe it was after he had lost the title to Bret. And then he just snapped and he powerbombed Bret through the table. And that was, I think, one of, if not the first times we seen somebody go through the table. Shortly after that, we got Kevin Nash flipping off the camera, which was, you know, he was the Attitude Era before the Attitude Era. Honestly. So we're getting something similar to that with Cody. They're telling the story that the weight of carrying that championship is weighing on him. He's cracking. He's starting to break, and at some point he's going to. And it may just be that story again. Maybe it's when he loses the title, he will turn heel at that point. I don't think he'll turn heel while holding the title. Because one of the best things you can do when you've run out of mileage as a babyface is to turn heel. So yes, you could keep the championship, but you know, you can get your heat back a lot quicker. You know, it wouldn't hurt you to lose the championship because you can get your heat back right away by turning heel, and then you can pursue that championship again. In fact, so I had pitched, I want John Cena to win the Rumble, and I want John Cena to challenge Cody at WrestleMania. And and I want John Cena to win the 17th championship. I think he's earned it. Nobody has been more loyal to the WWE than him. Frankly, Ric Flair's kind of a disgrace at this point, and I'm not too emotionally attached to Ric Flair's 16 title reigns. Give John Cena 17. Does not mean that he needs to have a run, though. He could come back and lose it the next night on Raw, and that could be to a heel Cody Rhodes, or at the next pay-per-view or two, to a heel Cody Rhodes who beats the fuck out of John Cena and turns heel on the biggest babyface that the company has ever seen. Finally snaps. You imagine the nuclear heat Cody Rhodes would get if he loses the title to John Cena. And maybe not at WrestleMania, though certainly the angle could be shot at WrestleMania. But, you know, you could just do the Cody's sad look in the ring again, where he's frustrated and disappointed in himself in the ring. But the next night on Raw, he fucking snaps and he assaults the fuck out of John Cena. Bloodies him up even. Why not? Go there. Have that build to the next pay-per-view, Backlash or whatever the fuck it's going to be, and have Cody win the title again there and start his heel run. Man, that would be beautiful. Though it looks like are they building to a CM Punk Cody feud? I don't know. Cody has so many different rivals out there. Punk has so many different rivals out there. You can tell Punk is getting over and going to be featured very prominently at WrestleMania by how they're rubbing CM Punk up against everybody. You know how Cornette used to say in AEW, they're sprinkling a little CM Punk dust on people? That's exactly what they're doing in WWE. So they have to know, they have to have internal numbers, merchandise, social media views, ratings views, all that shit that shows CM Punk is their biggest fucking star that they have now, or one of their top guys. Love rubbing that in the face of all the CM Punk haters too, who are like, oh, he's an old man, he's washed up, whatever. Man, when he came back to AEW, he gave AEW their best numbers and their best storylines. When he came back to WWE, his bangers with Seth, his bangers with Drew, this guy has been delivering the whole time. So he's going to be figured in prominently to WrestleMania as long as he doesn't get hurt again, right? And it could be with anybody because they're rubbing him up against everybody. And it's intriguing to see him rubbed up against Cody Rhodes, though I don't see it happening for WrestleMania. I love that they're teasing everything, and this is something Triple H has been very good at. He's very good at like branching things off and then just kind of leaving them out there, so that you can come back to it and do that more. Vince was very structured. You're working with this guy and everything's contained with each other. But Triple H has created this booking where people are just, it's an open environment the entire Monday Night Raw, including showing the gorilla position and backstage and cutting promos in the audience. The entire building is the stage, and these guys are interacting with each other as they would in real life. They're going to cross each other in the hallways, and Triple H is filming these, and they're doing little segments, and sometimes they're going to mean nothing. Other times they're just, they're there just to either tease something, or maybe they're just there to see what the crowd thinks. Let's gauge a reaction. When they put squared Penta up with Braun Breaker backstage and you heard the crowd pop, that was just a little test. Let's see how people might feel about this. Doesn't mean that the next storyline that they're going to tell is giving Penta the Intercontinental title again and having to run with Braun Breaker, but they want to gauge, do the fans want to see Penta pursue a title? Do they see Penta in the same spotlight as Braun? Do we want them to see Penta in the same spotlight as Braun? Let's just rub these guys up against each other and see what would happen. One of the very cool things they did back in the day, I'll wrap this up pretty quick here. I know I've been going a little bit here. One of my favorite little backstage things from I think it was WrestleMania 21, 22. Triple H was a champion, and he, 21. He brushed up against JBL, wasn't it? Yeah, they came face to face. Both of them lost their titles that night, but it was kind of they got face to face, and they were both established on their separate brands, so they got to kind of rub up against each other, and the fans reacted to it. You could hear the pop, and it was interesting to see these personalities. Triple H was with Ric Flair, and they're like, hey, check it out, it's JBL. JBL was standing there both of them were, to me, it was a good moment to rub people against each other and just gauge that reaction. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and that creates these little branches, these little threads that you can come back and pull on a little bit later. Drew McIntyre's feuding with the entire bloodline. There's so much going on, and frankly, it should be studied, this booking tactic, because it's making the WWE product hot, and it's blowing everybody up, and it's given lots of options and lots of ways to go. So I'm loving all of it, loving where things are going, but I do absolutely think we've been seeing the seeds being planted for a Cody Rhodes heel turn, but I think it's a coming. I think it's a coming as soon as he drops that belt. I think we could do it with John Cena. I think that's the way it goes. And then you come back and you could follow up on that thread with CM Punk when Cody's a heel and he's got the championship as a heel again. Punk, the hot baby face, earns a title shot, challenges Cody Rhodes. Maybe Cody beats him, maybe Cody doesn't. I don't know that Punk needs a world title or anything. Cody doesn't need a world title. I do think Cody needs to be a heel at this point, though. I think we've kind of reached the end of golly gee, I'm just happy to be here, smiling, baby face, shaking hands and stuff. People are kind of over it. It's now what, you know? A lot of Cody's hype was in the chase, and now he's just his overacting, smarmy promos are not. He is a huge star. He's a huge babyface, but you can see that, and the same thing happened in AEW. People turned on him as a babyface. We can see that happening at some point in WWE, pulling the trigger on transitioning him to a heel, and Cody's always been better as a heel, is the wise move, and it'll be pretty much perfect timing. By the time they get there, people will be ready to see it and embrace it, and it will definitely extend Cody's star power. That's just my thoughts, though. Let me know yours down in those comments below. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we will catch you in the next video. That video there was a real slobber knocker. Head on down to the comments, put a little barbecue sauce on the like button. And while you're there, I would subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. And leave a comment. Everybody's got a fucking comment.